Ladies and gentlemen, as someone who has a particular love for gardening, I can only say how really sorry I am that we are not together for this year's RHS Chelsea Flower Show. However, thanks to the wizardry of modern technology, I am delighted to join you in this somewhat discombobulated virtual form to enjoy the world's greatest online flower show. Now, in recent weeks, the coronavirus lockdown has highlighted the critical role that plants play in our own health and well-being. And quite a few of us will have had the opportunity to reconnect with nature at home. I know many people have discovered a heightened appreciation for their local green spaces and a newfound love for gardening and local food production, which is a serendipitous yet welcome outcome from this desperate situation. I also know that I am not alone in feeling that plants and trees play an utterly invaluable and indispensable role in our lives. And in the midst of this tragic human health crisis, it is easy to forget the worsening climate crisis, the catastrophic effects of which have been dramatically felt in recent months, with floods and fires wreaking havoc on communities around the globe. We know, of course, that a vitally important role healthy plants can play in mitigating climate change. Hence, many governments' recent emphasis on and commitment to tree planting and wetland restoration to sequester carbon dioxide. From every angle, plants play an absolutely vital role in our existence. But the ultimate irony is that just as we are realizing this, we have also managed to engineer a global plant health crisis. We have already witnessed the loss of an estimated 25 million elms from our countryside. We have now seen larch and sweet chestnuts ravaged by Phytophthora ramorum. We are witnessing all around us the signs of ash dieback and are increasingly aware of the threats to our oak trees. Of course, there are similar threats posed to numerous herbaceous plants and other shrubs, most alarmingly with the prospect of Exaella and pine processionary moth approaching our shores. Terrifyingly, there are now more than 1,000 pests and diseases on the United Kingdom's plant health risk register. Our current situation shows just how quickly diseases and pathogens of all types are spread around the planet due to the hyper-connected nature of today's world, and with such tragic effect. Against this background, plant health and biosecurity are more than ever a fundamental requirement of sound environmental risk management. Now, you may be aware that this year has been designated the International Year of Plant Health, and it is a crucial opportunity to raise greater awareness that plant health and biosecurity are a mainstream issue, with a great deal at stake. Only when the enormity of the risks are known will we begin to think about plant health and biosecurity seriously and begin to enact the rigorous precautions that are necessary. It seems to me that at a time when we are relying on huge tree planting schemes to play a significant role in mitigating climate change, when pests and diseases are causing major losses of biodiversity, and when we are increasingly aware of the contribution that plants make to our quality of life, we simply have to be more cautious, more vigilant, and more demanding in tackling this major environmental risk. It is abundantly clear that in this instance, prevention is very much better than cure, because once established, experience shows that many plant pests and diseases simply cannot be eradicated at any cost. Even attempting to manage them is expensive and difficult, and the impacts on forestry, horticulture, food security, and the many thousands of associated livelihoods are immense. So we now have a critical battle against time on our hands. On this, it would be remiss not to say a special word of thanks to the outgoing president of the RHS, Sir Nicholas Bacon, who has done so much to highlight the importance of plant health and biosecurity during his term in office, and indeed for his continuing efforts as chairman of the Plant Health Alliance. The Alliance's development of a plant healthy certification scheme will help gardeners to act responsibly when purchasing plants, and it is imperative that we all do our part to create a biosecurity culture, such as exists in other countries. So, ladies and gentlemen, you might be wondering what you can do to help. I can only urge you to help maintain our biosecurity in 4 ways. Firstly, by cleaning your footwear and tools thoroughly after use. Secondly, by purchasing plants from reputable British sources with good biosecurity protocols, preferably plants that are sourced and grown in this country, or if not, properly quarantined. Thirdly, by avoiding the temptation to import plants from your travels overseas. And finally, you can keep a close eye on your garden and report anything unusual using the Tree Alert app. Well, I know that visitors to this year's virtual Chelsea Flower Show will be as committed to this task as I am, and I can only wish you every possible success, because it is in our collective interest to succeed.